people in Washington, they buy in.
I recommend you do the same.
Do your thing in the district.
Instead of the best thing I saw today, the best thing I ever saw as a sports fan in this town. If Washington was going to win a Super Bowl, cosmically, it had to go through that man, Tom Landry, and this team, the Dallas Cowboys. They were chanting, "We want Dallas," they got him. Danny White was knocked out of this game. Here comes Dexter Manley, nursing a 7-point lead. He deflects it. Darrell Grant's got it. He rumbles into the end zone. And remember the Sports Illustrated? In your mailbox, wham, bam, it's the Redskins. That's what we all saw. They went on to knock off Miami. Look at those people, Steve. Look at those people. It had to go through that team, and it did on the way to a Super Bowl championship, the first for Coach Joe Gibbs. Plenty of titles here in the area. Before the Wizards became their name, they were the Bullets. They were a wagon in the 70s. 4 trips to the finals, including a victory in 7 games to knock off Seattle behind the Hall of Famer Elvin Hayes. 2018, he couldn't do it. He did it. Alex Ovechkin gets the Stanley Cup in his hands. He had 15 goals. They knocked off the Golden Knights in 5 games. He also won the Conn Smythe. A year later, 2 titles. First, the Mystics. They knocked off the Connecticut Sun in 5. That year, they won a team record 26 games behind the league MVP, Helena Deladon. And then it was the Nationals later that month in 7. All 4 wins on the road in Houston, their first title in team history. Steven Strasburg lights out a sub-2 ERA. As for the Commanders, 3 Super Bowl titles, most recently in '91 when they rolled over Buffalo in Super Bowl 26. When it comes to this city, though, and the surrounding area, there has been nothing through the years which has been a greater connector of people than the burgundy and gold. Last year, under Dan Quinn, the Commanders blew the dust off a dormant franchise, made a run to the NFC Championship game for the first time since the glory days more than 30 years ago. We sat down together recently in another D.C. institution, the Old Ebbitt Grill, to discuss what this team means to this place and what they're building to try to get back to the top of the mountain.
SVP and DQ, action.
Look, if we're going to talk about Washington, we're going to talk about sports in Washington, it begins with the team you coach, the Commanders. What was your understanding and sense of what the relationship between this city and this area was with the team?
I grew up in northern New Jersey and grew up Giants fan, so for me, watching the NFC East with the Giants, the Eagles, the Redskins, the Cowboys, so I knew what this place stood for in terms of the connection between the team and the community. And then I knew this one crown jewel had been, a little dormant for a while. But for me to be a part of that and to see that take place, that was absolutely a challenge that I wanted in on badly.
How did your understanding of it change as the season went on because of the type of season that you had?
There were some games early on, I'd been warned, hey, this might be half Pittsburgh Steelers today.
Right.
Or half Eagles or half Cowboys. And so at the time I was like, damn, this isn't the home field advantage that we're going to create here. But then I knew you win, and that takes care of a lot. And so I felt it our last home game, Scott. We were playing Atlanta in a night game, and you look around and you see just burgundy and gold everywhere. I was like, this is it.
Jaden's going to throw forward. He does. Into the end zone. Zach Ertz, who wants to go to the playoffs? Touchdown! Touchdown, Washington!
When you get a guy that can be the guy at that position, you've got a chance. When did you know, he can do it here? When did you see it for sure?
I think going into game 2, we were, that was our home opener against the Giants.
Yep.
Have a chance to go down to, win the game on the last, and man, you could feel it wasn't nerves. There was this, a coolness that he'd been ready for this moment. And so that was my first glimpse of what he would be like in what we'll call winning time moments.
God! Touchdown, Washington! Washington offense! They've done it again!
A lot of those fourth down decisions, you could say analytics played a role, but they don't know kind of what's behind the ribcage of number 5. The amount of work that he puts in, it's remarkable.
Towards the end zone. It is bubble up and it's gone! It's mayhem in Washington! They win on a Hail Mary!
I do think that the specific guy is so interesting because I always talk about this, to be a young man and lead grown men, I marvel at that.
I think teammates, as you know this, they're watching, okay? Is this guy gonna help us win? I can remember a conversation with Jimmy Johnson as clear as day talking about Troy Aikman, and I think it was Troy who had told me the conversation is the first time they were together, said, man, be a great teammate and play great quarterback, I'll take care of everything else. And I said that in some regard to Jaden, knowing early on, you don't have to lead, man. Just do your thing at a really high level and be a great teammate.
Let's finish. Let's finish. Hey, let's finish. Keep running hard. Let's finish.
Now, this city loves this team. They're like, okay, cool, that was great. When are we having a parade? Can you fathom what that could represent if it were to happen?
Yeah, we play for them. You know, we are here for them. And so, that's never lost on me. And how important this team is to them. Without them, there's not us. So, I very much look forward to being a part of that one day.
And that's what tonight was, man. Fast, physical. We said anybody, anywhere, any time.
I'm interested, is there anything about this city, places you found, a museum, a specific just site you drive by that just specifically kind of speaks to you or moves you?
I would say it's the drive for me, and it never gets old.
Right.
From coming back from a game, seeing the Capitol lit up at night, driving past Jefferson, seeing the Lincoln there. There's something about here and the history of it, and seeing it, especially at night, man, that's the time where I'm like, this is really, really cool.
Early in the season, I said something to the effect of, I really look forward to when you guys get it going, because you're gonna see and you're gonna feel what it is. Was I telling you the truth?
You were, and even before that conversation, I remember talking to Coach Gibbs last offseason, or maybe it was even during training camp, we were hanging out, and he said, Dan, this is the most powerful city in the world, and wait till you see how much this city loves this team. Man, he was right, you were right, and that's what I'm looking forward to seeing in the years to come, to see where they can take it.
I skipped school to go to a parade back in the day and stood in the rain and waited for buses to come by. And so now I'm an old guy, and it's if a parade happens, I'd stand in the rain to watch you guys circle the city, man.
Right on, brother.
Good luck to everything, and hail to the Commanders.
All right, hail.